The tag on my chest read, Housekeeper. His new wife smirked like it was a crown she'd gifted me. My brother lifted his glass. Food is for family. No chair, no plate, no place. So I slid off the family ring, my father's first gift to me, and placed it gently on the linen table. Their smiles cracked. But that was only the beginning. Emotional hook, inciting incident. The applause was still echoing when my father leaned in and whispered, "Stand at the back. Don't draw attention." As if I ever had. As if my silence hadn't been the easiest thing in the world for him to ignore. I stared at the tag, Housekeeper. That was my cue. The moment betrayal finally introduced itself without disguise. Backstory setup. Establish the relationship. It's strange how memory plays tricks. I used to see him as a giant. Steady hands, warm voice, the kind of presence that filled a room. When Mom died, he swore he'd never let me feel alone. I believed him. I believed every word, because grief sharpens trust like glass, and I clung to him to survive. Then she arrived. His new wife. Soft laugh, sharp eyes, sweetness like poisoned honey. She pretended to braid my hair, pretended to like my drawings, pretended to care. But nothing poisoned a family faster than someone who wanted to own the whole stage. And my father let her. Little by little, I became the background noise in my own home. Discovery of betrayal. It started with missing things. My mother's earrings, my textbooks, my seat at the dinner table. She called it reorganizing. He called it adjusting. Then came the messages. One night my brother left his phone unlocked. A group chat named The Real Family. Their comments were loud in their cruelty. She's becoming a liability. Dad should put her in the staff quarters. She's too soft to fight back. My father's response, just keep her out of the way until after the wedding. My vision didn't blur. My hands didn't shake. Shock has a way of sharpening you if you let it. I didn't let myself shatter. Not yet. Shift in mindset, strategic planning begins. People think revenge is a spark. They're wrong. It's architecture. I spent nights in silence, learning the contours of their greed. His new wife loved luxury. My brother loved status. My father loved appearances. And I loved watching people choke on the consequences they crafted for themselves. So I began collecting data, documents, accounts, recordings, every whispered insult they thought I was too fragile to hear. I hid my intelligence like a blade under silk. If they wanted a housekeeper, fine. Housekeepers notice everything. Execution of the plan. Step 1. Expose the finances. I transferred every legal asset my mother left me into a private trust. Untouchable. They'd planned to borrow it after the wedding. I beat them to it. Step 2. Send anonymous emails to the extended family containing proof of my stepmother's misuse of Dad's company funds. The kind of misuse that triggers audits. Step 3. Secure the venue staff. A quiet conversation and a discreet payment were all it took to ensure the microphones in the wedding hall stayed on, even when people didn't want them to. Step 4. My father's wedding speech. Or rather, the one I edited. Simple, precise, truth wrapped in his own recorded words. How he called me dead weight. How his new wife laughed about making her earn her keep. How they planned to phase me out entirely. All choreographed to play behind him as soon as I walked out. And I knew I would walk out. Climax and confrontation. So I stood there at the wedding. Still. Silent. A housekeeper in their eyes. My father finally noticed the ring on the table. "What are you doing?" he hissed. "Returning what doesn't belong to me," I said. "But don't worry, the truth belongs to all of you." The screens behind him flickered alive. His voice boomed through the speakers, cold, calculated, unmistakably his. Gasps, whispers, aunties covering their mouths, uncles stepping back like the shame might stain their clothes. His new wife paled. My brother's smirk disintegrated. And my father, the man who once promised I'd never be alone, finally stood alone in front of everyone. I walked out as his world collapsed behind me. No tears, no tremor, just release. People talk about revenge like it's fire. It isn't. It's clarity. As I stepped into the sunlight, I felt lighter than I ever had. Not because I destroyed them, but because I finally stopped carrying them. They called me a housekeeper. They were right. I cleaned house, and I left it spotless.